Well, welcome to the Node.js Next 10 meeting for January 22nd, 2025. We'll follow our standard approach of going through the issues tagged in the agenda. Before we get started, does anybody have any announcements they'd like to share? Okay, let me give everybody the issue link so you can add yourself to the attendees. No announcements. Oops, no. Okay, so the first one, the ambassador program. So messages and topics for additional content. I think on that front, we've had some discussions around some additional content. And we tagged a few people to add things. When did I think that must have been one of the previous minutes. So I don't know if there's anything more to discuss on that, or just, we'll wait until those get added and go from there. I think there already are a few decent, like I PR'd in a couple of good starting messages, and we can add more. Okay, so if nothing to discuss on that one, just working on, I'm just gonna say team is working on PRing. Yes, in earlier meetings. Okay. The follow-on from the discussion, perf and diagnostics. That one, I guess we thought we would just meet up or reach out with, talk to the perf and diagnostics team, but I don't think I haven't done anything. I don't know if anybody else has done anything. I was going to say no progress so far. Corporate note usage stories studies. I think that one, from my perspective, I'm waiting to do anything on that until we have the ambassador program ramped up. So unless anybody else has cycles to move to this one, then, I think that's just kind of waiting until we get the ambassador program going. We did onboard the second ambassador. So I think they're going to sort of get together, chat, and, so hopefully we'll start to see things move forward on that front. And then the next steps from the advocacy deep dive. I'm wondering if we actually take this off the agenda, because I think like two of the main things were the ambassador program and the corporate usage stories, which we have other issues for. So unless there's any other major ideas, and I kind of think those are big enough things that they're going to keep us busy for a while, we might just take the top level one off the issue.
Yeah, so I added the TypeScript one last week. I think that I would wait to see some content or something happening on that front. I think the first two items are mostly high level on project governance, and mine is the only technical one that has been added officially. So one thing we can do is open a discussion on the collaborators repo to say, hey, if you want to add some things that you care about, you should do that to spread more, or tag collaborators under the issue. But yeah, ambassadors need to do their thing, and then we see if we added too much stuff or we should go slowly.
Okay, so yeah, I think adding a label, adding a discussion item to sort of say there's some now, go as an example, so go take a look would be a great idea. I don't know if we have any volunteers to open that discussion item.
I can do that.
Okay, great, thanks. Yeah, I think because at that point, maybe you're right. We've sort of said, okay, we've ramped it up. I think at least the first couple of ambassadors, and we can kind of see how that goes. And the main task would be like supporting them if they have questions or need help or anything like that. Okay, so I think,
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I would just like add a couple more items, like 2 or 3 items, and then like pause it for a bit and see how ambassadors react uh to this. And like we can say, hey, in like 1 month, 2 months, we will
Yeah,
start adding more ambassadors and more content, and
yeah,
those will probably scale together.
right. Yeah, no, I think that's perfect plan is like we've got a couple, so we should see how it goes before we onboard new ambassadors and like a few more. I like the idea of like just to the broader collaborator say like, hey, this is like there's now some good examples that you've added. And we can basically say there's, if you have messages you want to get out there, then PR them in because and then we'll just wait and see for loop back in a couple months, see how it's going so far. Maybe loop back and talk to the ambassadors as well. And any other topics? I think Jean, you were mentioning about the survey, right?
Yep, last time, and I don't remember when, but we also discussed about the survey to try to have the result before the collaborator summit that
Right.
will be held in April, like second, third, something like that, first week of April. So it would be great to be able to have a survey, I guess, if we want to have it run for a month-ish, ready for mid-February to have it ending mid-March. That way we have 2 weeks each to process the information.
Yeah. So
Um,
we probably need an issue, which is like to get the survey going, right?
so I was going to open a pull request with some of the question we had
Okay.
in the previous survey, and then we can iterate on this one, trying to keep it short, less than 20 question, and try to focus also on the discussion we had in Dublin for the last collaborator summit on specific questions, specific point, and also part of the discussion we had part of the next 10 around that on some question that may or may not be useful anymore.
Okay. Yeah, because I think largely it's good to have multiple years with the similar questions so we can see
And the trends.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right, yeah. Open okay, so you're gonna open the pair with questions to get things right.
Yep.
To get things started. Goal is to get survey done before Paris collaborator summit. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Let me think here. Anything else that we should chat about before we close out for this week?
So I read just quickly, and I think we discussed that last time, but not sure now. I will open also another pull request with on the next 10 for now, but that would be useful to try to have a default set of questions for people that are collaborating to Node.js and have this kind of not ambassador program, but who are your Node.js collaborator or something like that. I remember we discussed it and don't remember if
Right.
it was next 10 officially or not. So
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That. Remember, that was an idea that was discussed, and it would be good to have an issues tracking that, right?
Yep.
Jean will open issue / PR for that discussion. Right, yeah, we had a bunch of ideas. Yeah, if you could pull those together and capture it, because that sounded like an interesting idea. If we can figure out how to do it like low touch, or have volunteers who are willing to do whatever. So
Yep.
that'd be good. Okay. Any other things we should touch on? I guess if not, thanks for everybody's time, and we'll see you in GitHub and next time. Thanks.
Have a good day.
Okay.
See you all.